Hey guys, it's Tiny Tom Logan back with another video for you, and this is going to be more of like a little subscriber video, kind of update video for you all. First of all, you may notice, although I've got a bit of a beard, I have got a bit of a swelling here still, because I have been off, and I do mean off, ill as well. I've been in a hospital for the best part of 2 weeks. I come home yesterday, and just to kind of, I've still got those annoying bloody things where they put the cannulas in your hand for your drips. I've still got the stickers, and my hand's still a bit bruised on this side. I'm not sure whether that will show on the camera or not, but essentially I've been a bit of a pincushion for the last couple of weeks. I thought I was coming down with the flu essentially, and I was off poorly sick, and essentially after a couple of days having the flu, my mouth locked shut, and that's still as much as I can open my mouth at the moment. But my jaw locked shut, and essentially what I thought was the flu was I had an infection in a gland in my jaw, which then turned itself into an abscess, which then ended up, because of the infection, getting in and making me really poorly. And the infection basically is making my jaw muscles here, because there's loads of muscles that all come up into the jaw, spasm, and that's why I can't open my mouth properly. But to cut a long story short, because of the abscess and the fact that there was a really bad infection in there, I was on the verge of getting septicemia as well, which is essentially like blood poisoning. Well, it is blood poisoning. So I was in hospital getting absolutely pummeled with IV antibiotics, and I've not really been able to eat properly for a couple of weeks. The last couple of days, first time I've been wanting to eat even. I can't really open my mouth, but I'm now starting to master the soft food, and if I have a sandwich, I just have one bit of bread with whatever I'm having on the sandwich on the top, which is generally like egg mayonnaise or something, and a bit of ham, just because it's stuff that I can actually fit in. So I was on my local hospital, and then I had to go to a specialist hospital to go and have all inside my mouth and everything cut open. I've got all stitches and shit in here. I had a massive drain put in, and for someone that has never been in hospital before, never had an overnight stay in hospital at all, I've been up for like little cuts and stuff like that, like into A&E, get seen, and then go straight back out again. But I've never done an overnight in hospital, and I've never had an operation, obviously. So to go from that to being in hospital for almost 2 weeks and having 2 operations in that time as well, it's alright, it's just my Skype going nuts. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, but one thing I will say, because a lot of the people on the forums and stuff, they've been great. Thank you very much for all the words of support from people on the forums and on Facebook. That did certainly keep me going, and some of the stuff that you've been posting kept me quite amused as well while I've been in hospital. I've been amazed how much data I've gone through, because obviously I've had my phone with me and my charger, and I've gone through 2.5 gigs worth of mobile data while I've been in there, because I've just been glued to my phone the whole time. And I didn't even use Plex while I was away as well to watch films or anything, because I couldn't get quite enough signal to be able to watch a decent like film or anything to stream from home. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know I'm not dead. I wasn't abducted by aliens. I've just been, for the first time, literally since I mean, I've had like a few days off, like 5 days off before, where I've had like, you know, been a bit poorly. But this is the first time since I've even really started the channel I've had a lot of time off. I'll post a picture so you can see what my face was like. In fact, I'll do it now. So right, you can see how bad it was. It did get, you know, absolutely ridiculous. And essentially all of the swelling wasn't the abscess, it's actually like a really hard fibrous like water swelling in the tissue and in the muscles around my jaw. And that was just like the body's reaction of going, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, it's been a bit nuts. So I'm now home again. I've got a lot of antibiotics, and I mean pretty hardcore antibiotics and stuff that I have to take as well. But the trouble is I take them, and then within an hour I'm asleep. They literally do sit me on my arse, and yeah, it just kills me. And obviously I've been laid in a bed for 2 weeks, so it's taken a little bit of time and laid in a bed and not really eating. So I am just ridiculously tired all the time. I am going to start, you know, trying to plod back in and, you know, get stuff flowing and stuff again. And there is a fair bit about that needs doing, because obviously the parcels keep arriving while I'm in hospital. So there is stuff that needs doing. So I'm going to do a few things. One thing I do want to do is, as these were here before, are the naked MSI PCBs which I've got, and it literally just is a naked motherboard. And I've got some ITX. There's actually two in there. I never noticed that before. I've got naked ITX boards. I've got a GD65 gaming. Is that GD65 gaming? That military class 4. It's not, don't actually say what that one is. But I know I've got the GD65 gaming. I've got one of the M-Power boards. Z87 M-Power. That's the GD65 gaming at the back. So I've got some naked PCB stuff, which that is just a nerd porn video, really, more than anything else. Do you know what I mean? There's no review there or anything that we can really do, and it's just something that I saw at a show recently, and I asked them to send them to me. So I show you those because I find it quite interesting. I'm probably going to end up getting them put in a frame or mounted on something and put in the wall when I have a little bit of a change around in the office. Review wise, we've got the M-Power Max that needs doing still, but also that's arrived today, which I'm going to be making a video of shortly, which I really like. So make sure you look for the videos when you go beyond this. Please go and watch them. Is Kingston have released some black and yellow products. So I'm going to be showing you the black and yellow kind of like bundly type things that you can do. I've got the Maximus formula that I do need to have a look at. I'm going to be getting a 4670K, the little i5, and I may well have a look at that so we can see what kind of gaming differences are made between the two. Because before, I mean, a lot of people kind of always go for that kind of hyper-threaded CPU type thing, but obviously sometimes if you're just going for that gaming rig, sometimes you might not always need it. Some games, yes, fair enough, they do like the threads, they do like the cores or whatever, but it can be very, you know, game specific. So we'll take a look at that and we'll see how we get going. There's some coolers and stuff that need doing. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do it or whether I will pass them on to the other boys, because obviously we've got VB and G-Dubs that do written reviews on the main site as well. So sometimes when you ask me if I'm doing stuff here, I would probably say 90% of the time when I'm asked, if the product's been out a little while, it's already live on the website. So that's, you know, that's something that you guys do need to kind of contend with. I can't make a video about everything. I've just not got time. So a lot of the time you will get a written review about the stuff anyway, but it's one of the other boys that will end up doing it. It's also worth noting as well, and I'll say in this video, is that I am looking to bring more people into my review team. Age isn't an issue, location isn't an issue either, but to be fair, the single most important thing is, oh no, there's two most important things, but the most important thing is your writing, because a lot of people, okay, we're going to go for three things. Writing, because you do, when you write, do a written review, you do end up regurgitating the same sort of stuff again, so you have to be able to essentially make something that you're not going to be finding very interesting for the person that's reading it, because that might be the first review of theirs that they've read, but it's the 20th motherboard you've done in, you know, 3-4 months. So you have to be able to find ways to make stuff interesting, which is why we try and keep things light-hearted. Secondly, was obviously got to be technical knowledge, and within that you don't need to know the ins and outs of a duck's bum, but you have to be able to be at least be able to go, well, that NHD14 is, you know, ridiculously massive in my rig, and I don't personally like the look of it, but it does actually work really well, and a lot of people might actually prefer that to the water cooling side of things. So you have to be able to be objective about stuff. And then the third thing is, when you put stuff live online, people need to look at it. So if you're using a camera phone and you don't want to be buying a light tent and you don't want to be buying a new camera, you're not going to be any good to us. And that's not me being big-headed or anything about it, but we've got to be able to show this stuff off in the best way that we possibly can. So pictures are critical as well. And you'd be amazed the amount of times, because we've got a thing on the forums that I've put on about it, and you'd be amazed the amount of people that are reviewing, or, you know, something of their own, and then the the conclusion is like 4 lines. And to be fair, peeps, if you're writing a review, you need to be putting, it's got to stay interesting, but 4 lines and just saying, yeah, I think it's really good, it ain't going to cut the mustard. And a lot of the time when I see that, you can see that essentially I'm not looking to start a TTL review school. I'm looking to bring people in that have got essentially a natural talent for this kind of stuff, and that, yes, I will help you hone and, you know, tweak things so that you work within our way of doing things, because each site does stuff differently, and that's, you know, that's the wonders of the internet, and that's, everyone does their own thing, and that's wicked. But I will, you know, help you tweak things so that you fit in a little bit better here, and, you know, teach you the way that we prefer stuff to get done. But I'm certainly not going to be becoming your grammar Nazi, or, you know, telling you why that's something that's so, you know, massively wrong. You've got to have at least, you know, the basics there in the first place. Because to be fair, and this is the way that you need to think about it, and this is the end game, is I need more people to help make my life easier. If I bring more people in and it just adds to my stress levels, then that's kind of counterproductive, because I should be spending time doing other stuff. So that's the easiest and, you know, kind of nicest way that I can try and put it, is I need people to bring people in to try and help make things easier for me. That there's stuff going live on the site all the time, so I can concentrate on maybe making a few more videos, or, you know, disappearing off the meetings and stuff, because you do need to remember that OC3D, time to live media, that whole thing, it's very much a business, and at the end of the day, if I don't do my stuff, you know, like my work to make sure that just the general running of the site's concerned, you won't even be getting review products or review videos or anything in the first place. So it is a bit of a juggle, and I don't want you to think I'm sounding big-headed or anything, but essentially I do need people to help make things easier so that I can do more for you lot. It's kind of, it needs to be part of a team effort. So anyway, that's that. If you are interested in that, I'll post the link underneath, and essentially read the thread. I'm always going to want to see a thing of writing, so you'll need to post in member reviews and stuff like that, but read it. And I suppose something else that I need from people is, I don't want to have to tell you literally how to do everything. You've got to have kind of a little bit of, you know, your own kind of, your noggin there. I can't think of the word that I want to use, really. It's right. I remembered. I'm having a complete mind blank. It must be the meds, or the fact I'm so tired and stuff. I kept thinking enthusiasm, and I was stuck on enthusiasm. But the word I wanted to use was initiative. You need to have your own bit of initiative. There's plenty of reviews on the front page of OC3D. The format's always the same. Stick to that format, and just, you know, run with it. And essentially, if you can't really work it out for yourself, then again, we're back to that. Do you know what I mean? I'm literally going to have to be telling you every specific thing that you have to do, and it just gets to a point where I'll end up spending so much time that I'll end up just doing it for you. To be fair, you just need to calm down, and there's so much there you shouldn't really need to ask. As far as what you want to review or what you want to write, you can do anything that you like, as long as it's new. You have to have written it recently, and B, you have to have written it recently. Yeah, it can be anything. It doesn't matter. The thing is, as long as you're not copying somebody else's work, it can be about anything, because I just need to see your writing style and how you would go and approach stuff. So if you can kind of handle that, yeah, and we'll see. And the things that I'm looking for is a low power reviewer, and that's the full range of stuff. So we're talking i3, FM2, ITX boards, all that kind of stuff. So small form factor and low power use, lower end of the spectrum. And that could mean, say for argument's sake, if you got the job, that'll mean you'd be reviewing the graphics cards for that market, you'd be reviewing the memory for that market, CPUs, motherboards, cases, the whole fucking lot you could end up doing. So there's a lot of, there's a big spectrum there of the amount of stuff that you could end up getting. I want another case and cooling reviewer. I'm looking for a dedicated water cooling reviewer. So if you're into your water cooling and stuff, you do need to know your shit as far as water cooling is concerned, though, because I won't have someone coming in that because I'm very particular about my water cooling, very particular. So we would have to gel as far as that's concerned anyway. And so that's just a few things. Anyway, I don't want to go on about that too much. Go to the forums. Do not post underneath about it. I will not reply or do anything via YouTube. You need to go to the forums. If you don't want to join the forums, then why would you want to write for the forums anyway? So yeah, so that's that. We have got products that need doing. I've got this. The Resonator 3 Max from Zalman, that's coming. That's one of the ones I don't know whether I will make a video on it and get the the heatsink bench rig out, or whether I'll get Gary to do it. Not really made my mind up about that yet. The Maximus needs doing, Maximus Formula. And then there is lots of little bits and stuff, some videos and shit that I do need to make. So yeah, a little bit of a cat for you. Yeah, I think that's really about it for now. So apologies for the lack of videos. I do know I need to get back into it, but it is going to take me a couple of weeks to find my feet and get the flow going and everything again. But hopefully we'll be back up to full speed, you know, once the last of the swelling goes down and I'm off my medication. Hopefully I'll be able to get back to a kind of a normal point, and then I'll obviously, once I'm back to normal, then I'll start looking at doing more rush kit kind of stuff as well. So yeah, there is an awful lot that I need to do, but I just wanted to kind of come and let you know and apologise. So yes, I think what I'm going to do now, I am going to try and make you another video this evening. I am going to go and have some dinner first, because I'm absolutely shattered at the moment. I seem to be having big spikes between meals of like, oh yeah, I've got energy, and then a little bit later I'm like, and I'm definitely at the I need to go to sleep kind of point again. And anyway, so yes, one thing I will close with is obviously I've never been at the pleasure of the NHS before in my life, and one thing I can say is all the nurses and everything that have dealt with me, they are ridiculously overworked. And especially when I was at the specialist, I had a gentleman beside of me that was, I want to say, a recovering drug addict, but he was sneaking out and buying tins of special brew and stuff while he was in there, and he was an absolute idiot to the two ladies in the evening that were working there. And essentially they would change shifts 3 times a day, but the evening ladies seemed to get the worst of it from this bloke. And the one thing I could not get my head around, because he was annoying me, I wanted to shout at him, is how polite and nice and constant the staff were with this bloke. And it's honestly, I could not have done it. It was amazing. They specifically were just epic, and they were always nice to him. They were always polite to him. Even when he smoked on the ward at one point, and they still kept their cool. And the point that I'm getting at here is, I don't think that all of the staff in the NHS get enough credit. I mean, the people that dealt with me, you know, where I am, sort of local to me, they were brilliant. They couldn't have done enough for me, but I had a face out here, and they were just, you could see that they were like, you poor sod, you've got to be in a lot of pain. And I was on, you know, tramadol and liquid morphine, and I was just away with the fairies. But they all really looked after me and doted after me. I think it was because when I was at my local hospital, I wasn't sleeping at all, and I was getting up and, you know, through the night and sitting out in reception drinking cups of tea and making tea for everyone and stuff. Again, probably because of just the sheer stupid amount of painkillers I was on, I was quite happy. But yeah, I honestly don't think that the staff of the NHS really get enough credit, and it's been a bit of an eye-opener for me, really, quite how high their workload is, but also really how much shit they have to take from fucking idiots out there, and yet they still remain to be nice. And I could probably say that if I was having to deal with that bloke that was next to me, I don't know whether I would have been as nice to him, but whether I would have then it not affected my attitude with the other patients. And they were just the same the whole time. I got on with them quite well, because I'm a very much a please, thank you very much about everything type of thing, especially when I'm in a strange situation like that. So I always remember my manners. And you could see that they did want to help me probably a little bit more, because when I first come round after my operation and stuff, the amount of yogurts and stuff that they were getting me just so that I could eat properly. They were getting sandwiches made for me that I could just about shove in. They were wicked. But for them to still be like that after having to witness the way this bloke had treated them, spoken to them, acted towards them, got aggressive, all that kind of stuff, I was completely humbled. And never have I kind of got to the point of thinking, Jesus Christ, these people really don't... I don't want to say that they were like angels, because that's kind of like a bit over the top, but yeah, I was gobsmacked of how they could have just kept their cool and dealt with this and done it in such a professional way. And to be fair, I'd actually like to go back when I'm better, just to thank, not only the local people, but even, the specialist place that I went to, just because I was very, very touched, and I'm very, very grateful for the way that I was, looked after and treated and everything. It really was heart touching, really heart warming, whatever you want to put it. It did really mean a lot to me. But anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to get this video rendered. I'm going to get it uploaded, and then I'm going to sort myself out a very soft dinner. I'm having roast vegetables, mashed potato, and then I've got sausages, but I'm obviously going to cook the sausages and then take all the insides out so that I can just kind of mash it all up and shovel it all with gravy. So it's going to be shovel food for me. Yeah, I still can't quite get a finger inside my mouth, and I've normally got a big trapdoor. So anyway, yes, things will be back to normal soon, probably shortly after I'm back to normal. But I will try my best in the meantime. But for now, at least, this is Tiny Tom Logan with another video for you. Out. Ding! I've not done that for so long.